From the WJAY studios in Oviedo, Florida, it's season 2 of Wipe Those Tears! With our tier masters, our statistician Brandon Bogard, the Mario Man Mark Leota, AVGN expert Gianni Pizzi, the Retro Arcade Boy Scott Seffy McVeigh, and our timekeeper Andrew Hocking. Your host and moderator is Jason DiCanio. Okay, welcome everybody to this edition of Wipe Those Tears, and look who decided to be a Blues Clues.
Yay! Go Josh, not Steve.
Blues Clues show, Hey, I tell you.
I got the right color. Even I got the right color marker. That's why.
He's all decked out, man. I think he's going to the MegaCon or the Comic-Con.
Metrocon.
Well, anyways, I think that's the costume you were telling me about last week.
Yeah, that was last year's Day 2 costume.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I can't keep up with you, man. It's got like costume all over the place.
Well, that's not the only one you're seeing tonight.
There you go. Uh-oh. You got something else in store for us? Oh boy!
My theme for this entire episode.
Well, we're gonna try to make this we're gonna go as fast as we possibly can. Good evening and welcome to episode 55 on this May 14, 2025. Hope everybody had a safe Mother's Day. You all had a good Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
Hope your mothers are doing well. I know my mom's doing well, and we are 2 weeks to the end of our season. And we got a lot to cover. Statistician, tell me how many games we've got left to grade here.
Okay. So we've graded 612 out of 710.
Woo!
We have 98 more to go.
Oh boy!
And we complete all 98.
Yep, somebody's buzzing. Who's buzzing? Okay. Wow. So we're down to and we're still in the T's, the TEs, that is, the T's, the T's.
T's, yeah.
Yep. We've got a good show for you in the breaks, in the quarters. The guys are going to decipher what am I. There it is. Okay, that's her objective tonight during the breaks. I'm breaking in some new glasses for the first time. I have to look down. It's because I'm trying to focus and adjust. So, yeah. I know I'm going to be doing a lot of head things because everything's wishy-washy. And, of course, Mark Leota's not here tonight. He decided he went to a Blue Jays game, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, of course. He's already there already.
Well, I sent an invite to Jesse. Jesse, if you're watching and you want to come on in, you're welcome anytime for Mark. But I guess it'll just be the 5 of us for the rest of the night. Not a problem.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead. Anybody got anything else to share with us?
I'm good for now.
All right. Andrew's got all his stats at the end of the season. He'll decipher who's got what as far as records and who had the most free pennies and later on 2 weeks.
That is correct.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the rules of Wipe Those Tears right now. Yep. Okay, guys, you know how it's done here. We're in the T's. TE to be exact. T.
Yeah.
50 to 100. Andrew's going to give you 2 minutes. You're going to grade it on cover art, playability. I'll give you a little history on it. You need some help? Don't be afraid to ask anybody here. You know, it's always good to get some advice from any of our partners, as they say. But if you go beyond the 2 minutes, you'll have to unfortunately go to the end of the line. Once you do give us a score, you cannot change it. Okay, so keep that in mind when you are giving your final score. And let's go ahead now and open up the board. Ready to play. Okay. As you can see, this is the way the board looks at the end of the games. As you can see, we're not that far from the end here. Wow. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Here's everything that we've graded so far. Wow.
Still on the way up.
Yeah.
Look at all those 8. You guys broke that record last week of what, 8, right?
Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Last week we were missing you.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, we apologize for last week. It was a little bit rainy over here, but tonight's a whole different ball game.
Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. First one up is the classic tennis. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Yep. This is one of those games that Mario showed up on, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It was a line judgment.
Yep, put out January 14th, 1984. And it was originally released in Japan on that year, actually. And then a few months later, on July 15th of 1983, it launched on the Famicom. There was also an arcade version titled Versus Tennis, or VS Tennis, released for the Nintendo VS system. And it was a big hit. Yep. Tennis is one of 17 launch games for Nintendo. So that's what they mean by the launch games in the black box. Those are launch games. Yeah. So now we have something to put to those titles. We have titles for those. It was ported to the Game Boy in '89. And it's played just like classic tennis, single and 2-player modes. You got doubles matches, competitive and cooperative. There's 5 difficulty levels, and Mario is the official. In Japan, Game Machine listed VS Tennis as the most successful table arcade cabinet of the month. There you go, Scott.
There we go.
Yep. It again topped the Game Machine table arcade game charts in April and May of '84. And in the U.S., it topped the arcade software conversion kit charts of Replay and PlayMeter. Became the 6th top performing arcade game of 1984 in the United States, and in Europe, it had become a popular arcade game by '86. Right up your alley, Scott. Tennis. You can't get any better than that, you know?
There we go.
All right, let's start with Brandon Bogart. He's at the top of the order. And what do you have to say about tennis?
Okay. So I look at this, and I don't know about the character movement, but I think the rest of it does look a bit solid as far as what graphics they had to work with. I'm going to give it a 96.
Oh, Taco Bell to start it off. And he gets Johnny, you're up with the tennis.
Okay, I know about this one. I forgot Mario was in this, but I've only seen the cover art, apparently. I haven't really seen much of it. I like the title screen. Some reason I like the way the font of the letters, size, color, all that. Very cool for me. And yeah, it's just tennis. Really not just simple tennis game. I'm going to give it 90.
90, all right. Okay, now we go to Scott.
Yep. A good classic. It's one of the early games, as you can tell. It's kind of bare bones, but that's okay considering what they had back then. What I loved about the Versus cabinet, arcade cabinet, yes, it could have doubles play here with it, with up to 4 players playing it. So that's pretty cool. Kind of sad that you cannot get that 4-player ability in the home version, but that still works out pretty good.
Yeah.
It's 87.
87. Okay. Not bad. I think it would work well with the NES satellite,
Yeah, I'm gonna say the 4-score. They would have had
that, so I wish it would have done that.
Yeah,
That'd be a great one
they
for
had the
Nintendo.
4-score. They could have used that.
Yep. Very good. There, Scott. 87. All right, we go to you, Andrew, with tennis.
So I look at the cover and I'm like, okay, this is another Black Box game, of course,
Yep.
like in the previous ones, but this one is the better one. And for this one, I will double up from the King, New Jersey. I'm going to go 90 as well.
Okay, doubles up with it. And a Taco Bell there. 90. Very good. All right. Well, I tell you, this is one of my favorite games of all time on the NES. And I think it's safe to say that you can pretty much if you really wanted to, because all you got to do is throw the ball up and miss, and you don't know how to hit a tennis ball. You pretty much are going to be bad on the real court. This is a good thing to practice with too if you're an avid tennis player. Although, like you said, Brandon, the hitting and the back and forth is very, shaky sometimes, especially if the joystick is also suffering from old usage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you have a faulty joystick in your Nintendo pad, you might want to invest in some new joysticks for that matter. This one here, I'm giving it a nice, perfect 100.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yes. No doubt in my mind. Yep. Let's see what the average is, gentlemen.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're picking up where we left off from 2 weeks ago, guys. It's an A. Definitely 92.6. You did it again. Yeah. Okay, that takes care of that. Now we go to the next game up on the list. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'll be back. The Terminator. The first one.
Yes.
Yes.
Going into
Radical
this one
Entertainment and Mindscape. December 1992. Yeah. The side-scrolling action game, and it consists of platforming and driving stages with Kyle Reese as the player character. It was sub-licensed by Bethesda Softworks and Radical. Gary Wood of Computer and Video Games was critical of the graphics and considered the gameplay outdated with no originality. He rated it 61 out of 100, while Megafun rated it 55 out of 100. Wow. So, of course, it's based on the movie if you've seen the movie, so that's what information I can give to you on that. Yep. All right. So this time we'll start with you, Gianni.
All right. Has AV's Yen played this game? I feel like I have. He has.
Oh yeah, James. I think.
Yes, that's right. Oh, him. He is. There's a picture of him as the Terminator. Looks like he played that. I think he played the Sega CD one and played the Super Nintendo one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell probably how bad. I don't think this is an LGN game, just to confirm, since I know it is a movie. Oh, it is an LGN game, I think. Actually, Terminator 2 is. Terminator 2 is.
Yeah,
It's
it
the
looks
pain of
like
its
I-
existence there, Johnny. You know?
You know it.
Yep.
But yeah, this one does look, some of the graphics do look cool. Once we get to the second one, then we'll probably tell it's poo-poo. But, yeah. Let's see. I'm going to give this one Cover art does look cool, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I do like some of the screenshots when I'm seeing 75. Let's give it a Scott score.
Oh, okay.
75. You know, you gotta watch on that one, Gianni, because that could be a movie poster just as a cover art.
Oh,
That is true.
You gotta watch that one too. Be careful with that because that could influence your score big time. All right, what are you, Scott, with the Terminator?
Okay, guess what? I'm reading about this on the special wiki page here for this.
oh.
Yeah.
What's funny is we got this version here that's kind of meh. We
Yeah.
could have gotten a better looking version that actually is a different game we've already reviewed here. Do you remember when we did Journey to Silius several months
Oh,
ago?
yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been the Terminator game. That
Huh.
could have been, but they didn't get the license. The license expired for Sunsoft when they were producing that one, so they went to Mindscape and Bethesda instead here. And let's just be honest, if the reviewers are saying this is crap, it's going to be crap for me too. 60.
Oh,
Oh my God!
Long shot.
60. Yeah. First D of the night. Okay. All right, we go to you, Andrew.
So I never played this game, but I did see the movie. That was, I don't know, everybody in our panel saw this movie, of
Yeah.
course. Because that's one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's, one of his favorite action movies of all time.
Very much so.
And I love his catchphrase that is that, "I'll be back."
Did he say
That's the favorite catchphrase of all time.
That's where it started, yeah.
That's where it started, was the first one? I thought he said that in number 2. The first
No,
time.
He did the same thing on the second one. He did all the Terminator movies, of course.
Then where did he say Hasta La Vista, baby, and this too?
That too.
Ah.
I
That
don't
was
know.
That
okay.
too. That too. So for this one,
Yeah.
I like the cover. I like the movie, so I'm gonna give it a perfect 100.
Oh, yeah, there you go. 100 for Andrew Hawking. Okay. All right, Mr. Bogard, you're up with Terminator.
I'll not have watched some of the Terminator movies.
yeah,
Really. I'm looking at the graphics art here, and I'm very confused by one of the ships. It's a very weird shape. I'll put the link in the. Oh God! Come on! Why can't? No. There, better. I'll put the link in the private chat.
Very good.
But yeah, one of the ships looks very strange, but the rest, I'm gonna give it an 84.
An 84. Okay. Very good. Okay. Well, let's see. I have seen both movies. You know, Gianni, this is like what James says. Better the movie than the game.
Yes. These are good movies, yeah.
Great movie, hard as fuck game.
I agree with that. I agree.
Never a doubt. Would I spend the money? Hell no. That's a movie. And this is one of those, like I said before, movie poster. Cover art taken off of the movie poster. Never played the game, won't spend the money. So how about 60 and double up on it?
Yeah.
Long shot.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. I probably feel about it.
I tell you, with this average, I bet it's gonna be the worst score in the C's or the D's.
Now let's see what we have here. Divided by 5. Oh, okay. Actually, he's going into the C tier. 75.8.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Survived.
We got
Survived, including my perfect 100, of course.
Yeah, let's go to the next one here and pull up T2. There it is. And as you can see,
The
this
sequel.
one was, this is the sequel, of course. This was put out by LJN, though. Back in video, February 8th.
Ooh.
Weird that this one came out before the first one.
Ooh.
Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. And the first Terminator was not an LJN, actually. It was actually a Mindscape.
That's why. So yeah, I think I mentioned that. There we go.
You did. Yep. So with Terminator 2 Judgment Day, yep. They had one for the Master System as well, too, based on the 91 film of the same name. And you've got a T-8000 Terminator as the player character. That's Yep. So the NES version was praised for its graphics and sound. GamePro and a great challenge. Steve Gerrard of Total felt that the gameplay had a lack of originality. Paul Rand of Computer and Video Games found it reasonably enjoyable, despite offering nothing new or innovative. New machines contributed improvements to the version of Terminator 2, and somebody needs some oil on that seat.
Yeah.
That's you, Gianni.
Yeah.
Freaking badly.
Give them some
Take care.
lubrication, you know? All right. So with that, they gave it mixed reviews, basically. I would think that the movie, once again, was probably the better situation. We start this time with Scott.
Okay, this is kind of surprising. A not so bad LGN game for a NES. Wow, that shocked me. Like I said, as the arcade boy, I know a lot better the arcade version, which was the shooter version here, not the platformer that we got here as well, though.
Yeah.
So there's definitely too, though. That's going to be a tough one to call. Like I said, it's not a bad idea. They actually say there's more stuff in this version than Sega's version that came out, a little after that, though, as well. I'm sorry. I just can't give it anything better than a 65.
Oh, Lord God!
Okay. All right, Scott gives it 65. And now what do you, Andrew?
So this is another Terminator game I've never heard, but once again, I saw the movie. That was the early 1990s, of course.
Yep.
So I love the cover of that. So, and of course, another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. But this time he rode in the movie version. He rode in a motorcycle, of course.
Yep.
So for this one, I'll go another 100 again.
There it is. Another 100 for him. Okay. Andrew's very generous on these games, these Terminator games. All right, Brandon.
Strangely enough, I actually did see the ending to this one.
Oh.
Very sad ending.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And this does seem pretty solid so far, though I'm still gonna give it an 85.
An 85, all right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I love it. I love it when Brandon Bogart always say the robot theme. That's all it takes.
All right, Johnny, you're up with the Terminator 2.
All right. Yeah, I knew about these games, and yeah, a good LGN game. You don't see that every day. In fact, you never see that.
A rarity as far as James is concerned.
And he called it right.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool game. I've never really seen the Terminator movies, but I'm looking at a couple screenshots. Definitely like it. I'm gonna give it better score than I did the last one, 85.
85.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, this was my first R movie that I ever saw in 1992. Yep, in the theater. That was the first movie my mom took me to, R-rated movie, and I thought it was one of the most fantastic experiences of ever getting into an R-rated movie. Was with the Terminator 2. I cried at the end because he had to go into that molten fire and kill himself in order to, take on the whole prophecy thing. But again, we're talking about the movie versus the game. And I would rather see the movie than spend money on a game, at least. I don't think any game should have any movies, but that's just my opinion. I know I'll probably get wrapped in the mouth for that. So I have to agree with Scott again and double up with him and say 65. Yeah.
Launch God!
Yep. All right, we got our scores. Let's go ahead. This is going to be right off the bat.
Yeah, I bet there's got to be another Steve for this one.
This is a
All
B.
right. Oh, it's a little higher.
Yep, it's actually going here. 80, right on the nose. Solid B. How about that?
Oh, an B tier this time. Okay. We'll take that. Wait.
All right. End of the first quarter. Let's get to our special game here tonight. Well, what am I? Hey.
Cool.
Okay, guys. You'll get the first 3 clues to the what am I? And good luck. Clue number 1. I memory aid.
Say it again.
We didn't hear that. You got
Yeah.
I am a memory aid.
Memory aid.
Okay. Right. Clue number 2. Spencer Silver and Arthur Fry invented me in 1974. And can I go on to clue number 3?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clue number 3. I'm so popular, artists have used me as part of their artwork.
Huh.
All right, there are your first 3 clues, and boy, oh boy, anybody got a good idea of a guess on that one?
Not really.
Not really. Either.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right.
Oh yeah. You might as well. Yeah. Brandon, is gonna put that in his handy dandy.
No,
He's gonna put it in
Oh, yeah, he's doing that. He's doing that right now. He's doing that right now.
And I also wanted to mention too that we forgot to announce. Anybody need a break first?
No.
We forgot to announce we gained some more subscribers, so now we're at a total of 125. Yay!
Okay, while you get the next one game started, since I'm last on the list here, I'm going to take a little break here. Go ahead and look at me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can take a break.
Yeah, and the question is, how many are watching right now?
We got 1 watching right now. Thank you very much. Actually, we had 2, and then they went away. I don't know. The thing about it is if anybody's having a hard time getting into the show, or it's freezing up on you or something, let us know and try to fix that over those.
I'm okay. All right. I'm ready.
You ready? Well, Scott's not yet.
Go on without me.
I'll start without.
He says go ahead.
All right.
Scott says go ahead.
All right. We'll get back to the game here. All right. All right. Board was already open. I never closed it. All right.
No.
Game up on the list is going to be Terra Cresta. Wow. What the heck? Oh,
Oh, I know this one.
Terra Cresta.
Huh.
By Vic Tokai.
Yeah.
September 27, 1986. It's a vertically scrolling shooter game, and the player controls a flying craft to destroy the Mandler army before they destroy all of humanity. Gameplay involves shooting enemies and collecting different ship parts that each provide their own unique weapon, such as a wave gun or a double shot. It is the sequel to the 1986 shooter Moon Cresta. All right, so this was the sequel to that game. In Japan, Game Machine, third most successful table arcade unit of the month. Hardcore Gaming 101 in 2016 compared the game to Super Mario Brothers in terms of taking concepts established in its predecessor while adding its own unique ideas alongside. Hardcore Gaming also praised Kenji Yoshida's arcade soundtrack, which uses the Yamaha YM3526 sound chip. Ooh, synthesizer. Yeah. Retro Gamer also liked the game enhancements over titles like Xevious, alongside its then contemporary power-up system. Okay, well, we'll start this time on the fourth game with Andrew Hocking.
So I never heard of this game, and I look at the cover like, okay, what's wrong with this cover? Why is the plane almost shaped like a pterodactyl?
I'll explain to my.
Can you see the cover on the plane? Is almost shaped like a pterodactyl. Come on!
I'll explain that to you in a little bit, Andrew. Just get to me when you get to me.
Yep.
So for this one, you better get ready for the launch show, Jason. I had to get a 69.
Oh, 69. What a difference of opinion between the other games, you know? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon Bogard, you're up with Terra Cresta. Yeah.
So, when this is like some sort of like between space and something.
I guess.
Yeah, because like the spaceship and the islands on the back end, the spaceship on the front cover, and then the two islands in the images on the back cover, they're really confusing.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it an 83 though.
83. Okay. That's pretty reasonable. Okay. All right, Gianni, you're up with Terra Cresta.
Haven't heard of this game, but I'm reading about this. Did they make a remake of this? I think PlayStation 4 and then Nintendo
Probably.
Switch.
I know it's an arcade, one of the arcade archives you can pick up.
Maybe that's why it came out on. Maybe it was an arcade archive. That's probably why.
Yep.
I thought they remade the game, but yeah, it looks like almost like Battle game, almost like I don't remember what it looks like, but almost 1942. I think that's what it is.
That's yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. Vertical though vertical like 1942 or like Gunnak.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Close to that.
But I will say, I do like the cover art, especially with the gold logo,
Nah.
and then how they did it on the title screen. Definitely cool. 88.
88. Okay. All right, Scott, let's hear this great review.
Okay, so first of all, this is an arcade title, as we mentioned here.
Yep.
Nichibutsu, also Nihon Busan, actually is the one who created this game here and brought it to the States. For those wondering why this ship on the front cover kind of looks like a bird, because you get power-ups to improve the ship to eventually make it look like a bird, and then when you're fully equipped here, you can hit a special button to transform into a flaming phoenix that makes you invincible for a little bit. That's another reason why the ship looks like that on the cover there, Andrew. Other than that, this is a pretty cool shooter. It's very similar to the Namco Xevious and other great titles like Gunnak and all that there as well. I really like this one, so it's a 95.
95. And our great, wonderful retro gaming arcade boy, Scott, is like Radio Shack. You've got questions, he's got answers. There you go. I love it. Great job, Scott. All right. So,
I'm gonna bring a classic up.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Radio Shack. Okay.
Radio Shack, I know, right?
I haven't heard that name in a while.
I haven't heard that one in a while myself. Yeah, right?
I think I have actually.
I've heard of it too. This cover art looks really good. I've never played this game before, but I would rather play like Gunak or 1942 shooter games of that sort. Anybody have an idea of what the price was back at the time on this game?
Not really, but if I'm looking here, I can check what the eBay price is currently going for. About
Yeah.
right now, you get a. If you want to get a complete and boxed version of this game on right now from eBay, I'm seeing $290 to $360 right now.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Holy
so there you go.
cow.
Exactly.
Man, they're trying to get their money's worth out of it on eBay.
Oh yeah, cartridge alone is about $50. So there you go.
Yeah, I would believe so. I'm going to give this about an 80. Yeah, just leave it be there. Yep, 80. It took the points off for the cover art because I wasn't too impressed with it. I was like, that could be a little bit more.
Okay, so that's 3 points higher than I gave it.
Yeah,
Cool.
there you go. All right, we got our scores. We're good to go. Let's average it out. All right. Okay, this one's going in the B tier. Or was it? Yeah, it is. Hold on. I passed it. There we go. Bam. 83. Okay. Not bad, guys. We got 2 B's and an A and a C. Not bad. All right. Let's go to the next game. And boy, oh boy, do we have a great lineup on this one. Look at this, guys. Tetris.
Yay!
Was that
The classic. You can't get any better than this. We've
Oh,
finally come to it. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Put out by Nintendo, November 1989. And I got my first Nintendo in 90. So the game only came out a year after me. Wow. Right. Well, this is a puzzle video game, as you probably were aware of. Put out by a couple of Russian guys, Alexei Pajitnov.
Yep.
It was released after a legal battle between Nintendo and Atari Games, who had previously released a console port outside of the terms of their Tetris license. Wow.
Yep.
Yep. Nintendo licensed exclusive home console rights for the Tetris intellectual property from Soviet authorities, leaving Atari unaware that they did not possess these rights from their license. As they were forced to quickly recall their version of Tetris for the NES, this was a major blow to Atari and their involved subsidiary Tengen. Oh!
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes. Well, as you know, the gameplay has... Everybody knows this one. You got to make lines in this game. You know? There was also some speed techniques. Feature events, progressions beyond level 29, technical problems at very high levels. I think there were some glitches in the games, too.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what the reception was. IGN noted that almost everyone regarded Nintendo's Tetris as inferior to Atari's Tetris, which was pulled from shelves due to licensing issues. Computer Entertainer recommended Nintendo's Tetris only to consumers who had not played Atari's version, which it says has superior graphics, gameplay, and options, further calling its removal from stores unfortunate for players of puzzle games. Yeah. Electronic Gaming Monthly called Atari's version more playable and in-depth than Nintendo's. I beg to differ. Right, we go back to the top of the order, and it looks like Brandon Bogart is in a different outfit here.
Orange. He's wearing orange.
Okay.
Oh, he's Joe. He's Joe. Yeah.
It's Joe this time.
Oh, okay. I forgot. He's wearing orange.
There you go.
All right. Well, Joe, what do you got to say about Tetris?
I'm glad you asked. So,
Hey.
Tetris. Oh, snap! My crayon.
Oh, your crayon. Don't break your
Don't
crayon.
break the crayon.
Nope.
All right, it's good. It's good now. It's good. It's good. So, from the front cover, it looks pretty good from when it came out. Gameplay images, I can't understand the bottom one. The middle one, there's a lot of red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Hey, what a coincidence! That's welcome to America.
Not only was it Russianized, but Americanized too. Yeah. They incorporated a lot of colors.
But the very opening, the top image, which says push start. While I do like the colorful logo, unfortunately, the mansion or castle, not only does it look too Aladdin-ish, but also it looks like something that came out of a Christmas candy, whatever.
Wow.
With that, I'm gonna give it a 92.
A 92.
Whoa, okay.
Oh. All right. I thought he was going to fail the darn thing the way he was really giving some
I
outlandish.
guess not.
No. All right, Johnny. Tetris. Here we are.
Yeah, I definitely played this one. Definitely a classic. Yeah, I knew about the Tengen version. It was an unlicensed one. That's why we're not seeing this on this list. But it was one of those black cartridges or whatever instead of gray. But yeah, this is your classic. Although you don't hear that in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, still a good game. Pretty easy. Not that really much. You know, it's getting 100.
Oh, yes. 100. There it is. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's 2 A's. Okay, Scott. Tetris.
You know when you said you were talking about how Tengen, that how reviewers said that this was not as good as the that Atari version?
Yeah.
I'm in that camp. I played the Atari version back before it got banned listed on the NES here. I like that 100 times better than this version, though, to be honest with you. Probably because the fact that it actually gets pauses in between the rounds there. Instead here, at least this arcade version still exists. In fact, my local arcade actually has the Atari Tetris in there as well, so that's pretty good. And even though this is a classic, again, I'd prefer the Atari version over this version any day of the week. 70.
70. All right. Okay.
I'm giving it a better rating for that reason because it is still popular. But, I just like the other version better.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're good. All right. Nicely done. Andrew, Tetris.
So I played this game before.
I would hope so.
I played it so many times over the years, and this game I addicted a lot.
Yeah.
And I love puzzle games, of course, and this is one of them. One of them I enjoyed it all the time. And I love the cover, of course. You can't beat this cover, of course.
Exactly.
So for this one, I agree with the King of New Jersey. And King of New Jersey, get ready for your smile. 100 as well.
You got it. Yeah. There it is. And that's a double up, too.
Yep.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, what can I say? I have played this game. I am hooked on it. And I will forever be known as Tetris Grandmaster. In my opinion, I don't know about everybody else's opinion. They don't, but I got through some of the hardest levels too. Past 100, past the level 10, that was like the hardest. Yeah. And boy, oh boy, when you're on a roll and you're trying to get through those lines and everything, my favorite, of course, was the C music, which was the yep, puts you in a trance, you know. No doubt about it. 100, double up, yeah. What can I say? Perfection. Greatest game ever made in my book. Here we go with the average.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Of course.
Going.
Keep going up.
It's going. Ha 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 ha. It continues to go. Right there in the A's. 92.4. You got another A. Yay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But get ready. Here it comes. We're not done yet with the Tetris one yet.
No, we're not done with the Tetris because next up on the list is the sequel, which is Tetris 2. I can't believe it. Oh, wow. Well, when in doubt, there's always a sequel to something, you know? All right, let's see what we got here. Tozy, Nintendo, September 21st, 1993. Way after some 4 years later.
Yeah.
It's a variation of the Tetris concept rather than having the objective of filling horizontal lines or blocks from the top of the screen as tetrominoes. The player matches the colors of the descending blocks, which include irregular tetromino shapes. The blocks already fixed on the game board, which causes blocks to disappear from the board when 3 blocks of the same color are matched in a manner similar to the game Mario. This was the top-selling NES and Game Boy in January of 94 and the top Game Boy game in February. It was also the top-selling NES game for 8 months in the United Kingdom. And Electronic Gaming Monthly gave the Super Nintendo an 8 out of 10, saying that if you were a fan of the first one, then this one will definitely please. They particularly praised the backgrounds of the 2-player mode. Review of the NES version were more mixed. Magazine Game Players, who reviewed the NES, released in February of 94, called Tetris 2 a disappointing attempt for puzzle fans who have patiently waited for this sequel. Famitsu gave it a score of 21 out of 40, and it also gave the Game Boy version a 23 out of 40. Wow. Okay, we'll start this time with you, Gianni, with Tetris 2.
All right. I knew that this was a game, but never really played it. I feel like I've seen the cover art or title screen, but that's it. I never really understood it, but yeah, it's mostly kind of a bit confusing. I'm looking at. Actually, no, that's the NES one. There was like a whole sprite sheet of all the sprites of all of the blocks and how and the shapes and all that. But I see one for the irregular, which is actually kind of irregular shapes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this one 70.
70. Ooh. Okay. All right, Scott, you're up with Tetris 2.
Okay, like I said, well, the graphics look better this time compared to the original, the NES Tetris, though.
Yeah.
But this game looks a lot like Dr. Mario, though, with Tetris shapes instead, though. So there you
Right.
go.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little strange, though, but it's a nice way to combine 2 different puzzle games into one. This is going to be a little bit better than what I had before, so I'm going to give you a 75.
The Scott Special, 75. All right. Okay. Andrew Hocking with Tetris 2.
Yeah, I never played this version, the Tetris 2. It's not compared to what the first one is, of course. But 4 years later, of course. So, the cover, kind of like the cover, but why does the cover always have red and yellow on the pieces?
It looks like a Dr. Mario cover, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like the Dr. Mario one. Almost like the Dr. Mario one.
And the blue. Yeah.
Yeah. So for this one, I will agree with Scott on this one. And I will double up on Scott at 75.
Double up on the Scott special. All right. 75. Good. All right, Brandon Bogard, you're up with Tetris 2.
So I do like the additions they added. The red blocks replaced with like these red little round things. What I can't for the life of me understand in one of the gameplay images, why there are pumpkins in there.
Oh!
Wow.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah. Wow.
But other than that, this looks pretty solid. And you know what? Before I even go on, here's something Tetris related.
Oh,
There we go. Don't tell time.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, now with that, I'm gonna give it a 98.
Oh,
Wow! Two fries shy of a perfect.
wow.
And you know what? Quite honestly, I don't know when this was supposed to be like a tabletop game of this.
Oh my goodness.
Version of Tetris. I don't know how that works.
Well, I recall there was a board game called Tetris.
Okay.
If anybody, it's had the clear plastic blocks on the white background, and you fit it just like you would play it with to try to make the lines. But I think it was more of a competitive game than just a solo game, for that matter. I don't know.
Ooh.
But you know what this cover art reminds me of? Reminds me of those hard candies. You get those Jolly Rancher candies.
Yes.
Smoke weed every day.
Or the
How
gummy,
did I ever forget about that? How did I ever forget about that?
like the gummy bears or something of that sort.
Yeah.
Look, you know, nothing compares to the original Tetris, and I don't even know why they came out with a sequel. They were going to be so blunt about it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go with a 50. Yeah.
Launch time!
You know, hey, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to be cocky, you know. They're trying to be cocky, you know. Let's see what the average is. Woohoo! All right. 73.6 going in the C tier. All right.
All right.
I think with that, with my thank God for Bogart's high score on it, you know, kept it out of the D's. All right, next up we have it's the Three Stooges. Hey, it's the ball. Yes, sir. Put out by Beam Software and Activision, October 1989. Johnny, Beam Vision.
Oh yeah, very good company too.
Yep. Let's see. According to the reception, it got mixed reviews by a lot of the critics. Yeah. They said it was a lack of a common theme. You know, and some of them called the game a little disjointed. Yeah. Another one said fans from the trio was simultaneously a delight and a piece of living memorabilia. You want to go high up on it. Mark Patterson, who's a Commodore user, gave the game an 8 out of 10, citing positive impressions of the game's humor, writing that the game was probably the only game that has intentionally set out to make people laugh and worked. So, yeah, I guess the boys are trying to rescue an old woman's orphanage by earning money in mini games. Okay.
Yeah,
Based
that's
on
great.
the films. Yep. Yeah, Dutiful but Dumb, Punch Drunks, couple of those release films from those. Yeah. Okay. Who we up with now? Scott, you're up, right?
What's
Yeah.
next?
Now you get one more. Okay, so it is mine, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Actually, I remember playing this game now. Little fun fact: this debuted originally on an Amiga computer under the company's called Cinemaware, which tried to do like kind of like a movie-esque, style presentation to games and all that. This is a collection of different mini games from everything from pie fighting to trying to chase down a hallway to trying to super bowl of clam chowder or crackers, I guess, to trying to avoid obstacles while trying to make sure you can get a radio. It's a good combination of stuff though. It plays kind of like a little board game of sorts. This game's fun, not great, but fun. So I'm giving it an 85.
At 85. Okay. Very respectable score. Andrew Hawking, The Three Stooges.
So I'd never heard this game, and the Three Stooges, their TV show was debuted in the 1930s or 1940s, of course.
Yep.
Cartoons, yeah. The shows.
So I look at the cover like, oh, this is not a good cover for this one. And I hate to do this, but get ready for this long shot, Jason. I have to build this one. I have to get a 50.
Oh, 50. All right. Well, that's the way they feel about it. Why not? Okay. Go to you, Brandon Bogard, with The Three Stooges.
So I've seen the 2012 movie, The Three Stooges,
Yep.
as well as a couple clips and one full episode of the show. So as you see, one of the characters is using probably a shower head as if it's a microphone.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm thinking, you know what? That's part of it. That's why they're called Stooges. They're not only the slapstick trio, but they're also pretty dumb.
Yep.
I can't see anything wrong with that, so I'm going to give it an 87.
An 87. All right. Hey. All right, Johnny, you're up with The Three Stooges.
Yeah, I mean, they're a classic. I've never really seen the movies or whatever, but when I was younger, my dad, eventually I did, would have that game on the Game Boy Advance.
Yep.
So I've never really seen it, but it looks like almost like the Three Stooges game, or Three Stooges, the movie. I've never really seen any of the movies, but
Yep.
I'm going to give it 70.
Ooh, 70. Okay. Well, having not played the game, but I've watched the movie all my life growing up in the reruns of the 80s on Sunday mornings, watching their slapstick humor for as long as I have, and still catching stuff on YouTube today. And by the way, the first time I saw the computer game was actually on Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
Where Martin Riggs was over at the female cop's house, and he accidentally was playing with the computer, and that introduction of that Stooges game came on. It's The Boys. Yeah. It's what he called The Three Stooges, The Boys. Yep. They're great. Huh?
The boys.
The Boys is The Boys. Look, these guys don't deserve a Nintendo game. They got a movie. What do you need on it? Again, movie to game. Another, or television series to. But see, they weren't even classified as movies. They were short film presentations.
Yeah, they were shorts. Yeah.
They were movie shorts. They were only about 15 to 20 minutes long. That's about it. Tops. So I'm gonna say 65 and long shot.
Long shot!
I would rather watch the short film presentation. Spend the money on that game. All right, let's see what the average. Ooh. Close. Wow. 71.4. Just barely passed. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to halftime. All right. Before we go to the What Am I, statistician and stuff, timekeeper, what do we have for our halftime report?
Well, I got the King of New Jersey and myself. We each got one apiece.
Okay.
But the first time tonight that Brandon Bogart got 4 in the first half.
Oh, right.
For the first time, usually Mark get every single one, but the first time that Brandon Bogart got it 4 of them this time.
I think that's a record.
It might be.
I guess so.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
And I'll get the second half of the results later on.
All right, let's get to the What Am I and get you to the clues 4 through 6. All right, here we go with clue number 4. The 3M company owns my patent.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That should give you a little bit of an indication of what we're talking about here.
I think I got it now.
Clue number 5. Though I come in all shades, my trademark color is yellow. That's clue number 5. And clue number 6, if you're ready.
Okay.
You can find me in most
I already got it already, Jason. I already got it already.
I think
Oh, I got it too.
I think you guys picked up on
I
that.
didn't hear that last clue there too well. I was hearing a lot of keyboard typing.
All right, I can repeat it again. You can find me in most offices.
Okay, now I got it.
Okay. That's clue number 6. Yep. Yeah, if you can with the typing in the background, you can mute your mic. That way we can hear it. All right. Anybody need to take a break?
I'm going to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. In the meantime, we got one person watching right now. And thank you very much. And like I said, we have 125 subscribers so far. The count went from 116 to 125 in a matter of what, 3 weeks? That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's about 9 more subscribers added on to Ray already.
And I tell you, we're just getting better and better. And, the channel is really picking up because we've got our game shows being played right now. Scott's very happy about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our show, of course, like those tiers, of course.
Yep. But I tell you, we've been getting a lot of views on the game shows. That's the big thing. I would think of the 3 that I host. Yep. So, yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I think Johnny's got a lot of background noise going on because when he muted his mic, now I can hear everybody else.
Yeah, because it is chair. Yeah, because his chair is squeaky. That's why it's squeaky is on the chair. That's why.
Well, I think you need some WD-40.
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely needs some WD-40. That's why.
Yeah, but whatever else is running in the room in the background, like his fan or something, it sounds like a humming noise.
Well, my fan's already turned off already before we went live. That's why.
Oh well, I hope you're not hot.
No. I have my window. I have my window open. That's why.
There you go. That's good. All right.
Yeah,
well,
when it comes to spring and before summer, I always kept my window open. That's why.
So we'll just make a suggestion to Johnny that when he's ready, and he can unmute his mic when he talks. From there, he should just keep his mic muted. It's not nothing against him. It's just that if
when his turns come, that's why.
Yeah. So we'll give him that straight up there. Here's another person that's joining us here. Thank you very much. We've got 2 in the chat, or 2 in the room. And anybody else got anything to share with us? By the way,
let's see. I better quickly double check my my Toronto Sports, of course.
Yeah, Scott. When are you going to do?
In case I don't want to forget. That's why.
Okay. I was saying, when are you going to do another version of Remote Control?
Thinking
Oh
either
yes! Woo-hoo! I'll take my J's one.
Andrew. Okay. Scott was just about to say something. So
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry,
talking
Scott.
here. Well, I was thinking sometime either in June or July, but I want to make sure would also not interfere with my trip in late September, also to Orlando. So there you go.
there you go.
Oh, Orlando.
That's
Yeah.
right. He's coming down in Orlando. So, like I said, look me up, my friend.
So I'll let you know when I'm getting closer to down that part. Okay.
Yep.
We're
Brandon
looking
Bogart.
about over 4 months from now. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. We've got time on it to prepare. But good. All right.
Yeah, and of course I got bad news for my Leafs. They lost tonight, 6-1.
Ouch. All right.
So
And
the
Gianni.
Leafs better, yeah. And there he is.
So, Gianni, turn your mic on for 1 sec.
I heard the thing. I had my headphones on the back so I could hear that.
Okay. Yeah, because you got a lot of background noise, and that was what we were going to turn. Okay. Very good. All right. Let's get back to the game. Anybody else? Okay. We're good?
We're ready to go. Let's do it.
All right. Third quarter starting right now. I don't know what Bogard was doing. Oh, we got Blue here. Hey, Blue.
Let's see the next one.
Okay, guys, let's go. Oh my God, what the heck kind of game is this?
Thunder and lightning. It was thunder and lightning.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this looks like a bomb game here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder and Light. I have no version of it on it. So I can't give you anything except Visco is the developer. The publisher is Romstar Athena, December 1990. I have no information.
I think I can help a little bit. I'm looking at some Google. I Googled it up here.
Okay. Well, anyways, who starts off this one?
I guess it's me. Back to me.
Okay, Andrew, you're up first with Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, I never heard of this game. I look at the cover like, okay, this could be a worse game. Like, oh my, it's almost like when you hit the platform with the ball and hit the blocks. Like, okay, well, this one definitely not a good game to play. So I once again I gotta fail this again.
Uh-oh.
50 again.
50 again. Oh boy. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back to Brandon Bogard with Thunder and Lightning.
So I'm getting a little more Tetris vibe from this by looking at it. However, that's the problem. Why would you have something that looks very Tetris-y when the game is called Thunder and Lightning? Why would you call it Thunder and Lightning when this is supposed to be? What is the? I mean, the guys who made this Romstar. I'm sorry, you f***ing screwed it up. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to 67.
Oh,
Oh my God!
Okay. Well, that's a D and an F so far. Now we go to Gianni with Thunder and Lightning.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is Tetris. It looks like, what was it? Breakout or Arkanaut, I thought.
It is more like
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say, the cover art looks exactly like yeah.
It is a breakdown.
I see the cover. I'm like, where you don't see no thunder and lightning on the cover. You see clouds, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with we're gonna call it Thunder and Lightning, but we don't want to. I don't know what they were thinking, but you think it'd be more action or whatever, like an action game?
Yeah.
No, I believe we are an hour into the show, and this is my first time doing this tonight. 65. I'm buzzing it.
Oh,
Long shots.
another V. Yep. Yeah, Gianni don't give too many buzzers, but this time I think he really.
I feel like, I don't like to do that. If it's a game I know it's bad, thanks to James.
Yeah.
He's kind of my indication or not whether I know. But this one, sometimes you just gotta do it.
Yep. All right. Okay, Scott, you're up with Thunder and Lightning.
Okay, well, guess what? This is an Arkanoid clone, aka a breakout clone. All those things are as well.
Mhm.
It was originally known in Japan as Family Block, which is kind of interesting though as well.
Yeah.
And basically, that's the best thing I can say about this, though. So there you go. It's a simple looking game here, kind of like as I mentioned, it's Arkanoid. Nothing else, nothing new there. 70.
Oh, 70. Just past it.
Break through the buzzer. That's why.
All right. Well, a clone of Breakout, you were saying before, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'd rather play Breakout and Super Breakout for that matter. I like the Atari versions of it. I miss Breakout very much. It was one of those fun games that it was so highly addicting. So why in the hell would Nintendo want to just try to copy everything? They just were trying to be stunad, you know? No.
Exactly.
I gotta go with Andrew on this one. 50. Yeah, 50.
Get ready for the long shot.
Oh man, on the totem pole. And that was a double up too, wasn't it?
Yep. Yes, it is.
There we go. All right, we got our scores. Let's get the average. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh. $60.4. There it is. Yeah. Oh, barely. That's the first D in a while, guys.
I know.
Renegade. Yep. All right. That's the way that goes. Quarter number 3 still going on, and let's get to the next game. Looks like Thunderbirds. And this one is put in by Pack-In Video at Activision, September 29th, 1989. Let's see. There was also a Commodore 64 and a ZX Spectrum. Yep. There was one for the Game Boy. There was a lot of ports to this game, apparently. Wow. Okay, let's see what the reception was, if there was any kind of reception. No reception. So what is the whole... Gee whiz. Oh, this was part of... Okay. This was part of list of novel... Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you forgot the Activision, of course.
Yeah, Activision.
That's the King of New Jersey's one of favorites.
Okay, so this Thunderbirds game, there's a whole bunch of merchandise, there's audio plays, there's books, novels. I mean, this is...
I know a lot about this franchise.
All right. So with that, we start with the top of the order again with Brandon Bogard. Wow.
Thunderbirds are go.
Right. Exactly.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
So I do like, the pilot is doing his little pose right there. He's getting set. Everything else. Oh, front cover. Apparently somebody's shooting this, breaking the sky.
Yeah. The background is cut like a cookie cutter.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what a cookie cutter looks like, but okay.
Oh, cookie cutter. There's like a silhouette of when they did that. It looks like it was all paint. It's probably all photoshopped.
Well, early version of it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it an 81.
An 81. Okay. That's a low B. And you, Gianni? with Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I did not really know this was like a big franchise. And I'm reading this on a Famicom World. The gameplay is comparable to 1942.
Ah, well, they have
Very
it.
similar, yeah.
All right.
Second one we've seen tonight.
Another clone.
We've seen. I don't know which one of these clones and why the Nintendo licenses them or approves them or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because they license all these. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, yeah, I did not. I mean, I know the Fabulous Thunderbirds, but that's about it. International Rescue. They made some for Game Boy Advance, and I did not know how popular this was. Yeah. Oh, you see, I see a map on the Game Boy of the game. Okay. 85.
85. All right. So far, 2 Bs. And now, Scott, for your wonderful commentary of Thunderbird.
Oh, yeah. I am a big fan of this series, though. First of all, it was created back in 1965, years ago, many years ago, 60 years ago as of this year. It was created by a gentleman named Jerry Anderson, and he used marionettes for his characters instead of like animation. So there we go. This was the beginning of a process that would be popular throughout all of his series. Is called, you're gonna love the name of this, Super Marionation.
Aha!
Which is kind of a neat, interesting idea because he used little electronics inside the mouths to help give mouth appearances like they're speaking when they had the voices over. So it's pretty neat that way. This is a very popular series based out of Britain. I love the story of the Tracy family here. That's what this is about here. This is a pretty decent looking shoot 'em up here as well. And I actually remembered even they had a movie in the 2010s. I think that was kind of like I guess you could say, a next generation version of it there as well too. And I've always been a fan of watching this. Every so often, I'll even try to find reruns of this on TV. It's a 99.
Oh, 99. May I ask why not 100?
Well, like I said, it's a typical shooter, but that's all I can say about that.
No, that's fine. I mean, hey, 1 point makes the difference. It's still a very high A. Great job, Scott. All right, Andrew, Thunderbirds.
So I never heard of this game, and Scott's absolutely right. It's like a version of with the marionettes, of course, with the Thunderbirds, of course. Scott's absolutely correct on that one. So for this one, Scott, you better be happy. I will be very happy.
Cool.
To say the score like you have 99.
All right.
And he doubles up.
Take it.
Oh, 99 for Andrew Hocking. All right. Well, the only thing I can say about this is cover art. I got to take 10 points off because it just, I've seen a lot with by what I mean by a cookie cutter cover art silhouette. They probably, like I said, they probably photoshopped this back in the day with the editing software that they probably did.
Let's just say you would enjoy the Japanese cover art a lot better, though.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the info on that. But, I mean, if you're going to do it upright, that's the way to do it. Have the plane come right through the sky and cut a hole right in the background. But again, 10 points off for that, and we'll go with a 90. Yep. Still give it a Taco Bell and a 90. All right. Wow. You guys are going to be happy that I gave it an A. All right.
Yep.
Oh! Wow.
What?
Oh, we got a good one here.
No, we definitely do got a good one here. You guys got it by 0.8. 90.8. You did it again. Another A on the board. There it is. That's a tier 8. Whoa.
That's 3 A's in a row tonight, of course.
That's right. 3 A's and let's see, 2 B's or not to B's.
At least
Couple
a
of
C.
C's in there.
Whoops.
Got 3 C's and a D. All right.
One dud. Yeah.
One dud. Yeah. All right. Next game up coming is not that. Thundercade. Wow. Okay. We went from Thunderbirds to Thundercade. Put out by Micronics. American Sammy. Never heard of them. Gianni, you ever heard of American Sammy?
Oh,
No, I haven't.
As somebody new.
I have.
Sounds like he
Oh,
has.
you have, Scott? Okay.
I definitely have. Yeah.
All right. This was put out in July of 1989. And this is a vertically scrolling shooter. And the version came out from American Sammy in 1989. The original arcade flyer establishes that despite a 1999 X treaty eliminating all nuclear weapons, a certain northerly nation was suspected of developing such weapons in secret. Therefore, the USA military sends in the UAG Elite unit consisting of an armed motorcyclist and a support bomber to quell the threat. This NES version's manual describes a slightly different story, casting players as a part of an Operation Thundercade, special forces operation battling against the nuclear threat of the atomic age terrorist organization of Miracali. Wow. And in Japan, Machine listed Thundercade on their December 15, 1987 issue as being the 7th most successful table arcade game unit of the world. Wow. All right. We go to
Gianni.
Gianni. You're up.
All right.
Yep.
I have not heard of this one. Yeah, I have not. Haven't even heard of the company. I do like. I'm looking at title screen. And I like that. I like some of the graphics. Whatever. One of the bosses or whatever. It's mostly just a bunch of gray barrels. Oh, it's one of those danger things. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Mostly looks all pixelated. Look like an Atari background more so than an NES. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, definitely cool with tanks or whatever. I see some tanks in there. Almost. I think it's another 1942 ripoff. I don't know. I was gonna give it a B, but now given that fact that we have it again, 79.
79. Points off.
Third one tonight.
Another 1942 knockoff. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott, you're up with Thundercade.
Yep, this was another arcade game here. I can tell you right there. What really made this interesting was, of course, the fact that you can get sidecars that have different gun abilities there for you. You can get one on each side if you really wanted to as well. That made this game a little more interesting, plus the fact it was not in the sky, but it was on the ground. So that was another thing here as well. Going to when you were talking about talking about the Sammy Corporation. Oh, there's a long history of these guys that have been around since since 50 years ago, actually. Wow. They are currently actually a subsidiary right now with Sega in their software division there as well.
Okay.
And I actually remember seeing Sammy being available in some of Sega's arcade games in the 90s and even the 2000s as well.
Mm-hmm.
And but going back to the game itself here, it's good. It's kind of like your average, shooter. I'll double up Gianni, 80.
Aha. Okay. Coming up with Gianni on the 80. All right. No, I think Gianni gave it a 79.
Well, I'll one up them.
You want him up? Oh, one up is he?
Yeah, I gave it 79.
Well, I'll one
Hey,
them up.
that's the first one up tonight, actually. All right. Okay. All right, Andrew, you're up with Thundercade.
So I never heard this game, and I look at the cover. Okay, there's a couple tanks, there's a helicopter, a few helicopters, fighter jet, and there's a submarine in the background. And I see a fighter jet dropping all these. What's that, Scott?
Yeah, the submarines are one of the bosses you fight.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I see a fighter jet dropping like 1, 2, 3. There's like 6 bombs coming from that fighter jet.
Yeah, that's the air support you get.
Yeah, So for this one, I will definitely double up from the King, New Jersey. I go with 79 as well.
Aha. Doubles up with a 79. Gianni. And that means Scott gets another one up.
Yep.
All right, Brandon Bogart is anxious. Now we've got Steve. Look at this. We went from Josh to Joe to Steve. All right, take it away, Steve.
The timeline backwards.
Oh, wait a minute. Before you do that,
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, there we go.
backwards on the timeline. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Well, come on.
Just to give the other two hosts a chance.
Yeah.
All right. So with this, one of the gameplay images, I don't understand. I can't tell if they're underwater or something. I don't know. Also, something like B7. Anyone know that?
Oh!
Smoke weed
Very
every day.
good, very good.
So yeah, B7. Did anyone know that B4?
Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Bingo. Bingo. I got
Bingo!
now. I'm kidding.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 87.
87. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, now, what can I say, gentlemen? I've never played this game before. The only thing I can go on is cover art. And all I can say is,
Yeah.
50.
Oh!
Ouch.
Long shot! I don't believe it.
A tank and a motorcycle. I don't know where they get the idea from. I don't know. That's
Good
just-
question for that. Good question for that.
Let's average it out. Okay. And even 75. C tier.
Ooh, pure.
Okay.
Scott Special, of course.
Yeah.
This
Thank
game-
God for your higher marks up there, because even with my low mark, it brought it down a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, this is the end of the third quarter. Right. Well, guys, we've finally come to the final three clues of the What Am I? And I think you guys already probably have a good guess as to what we're talking about.
Mhm.
But you still get three more clues, just to be
Okay.
fair. All right. Clue number 7. There are computerized versions of me. Did everybody get that?
Wait.
Okay. Clue number 8. It can be big or small. Simplified clue. And finally, numero 9. I am sticky. Just, why not, right? Add a third to the flavor. Okay. Anybody need a break?
Nope.
Nobody
We're
needs a
good.
break. All right, let's go to the fourth quarter. Get ourselves back on the games here. Okay, now we're in the TIs. As if we weren't already in the TI. No, we were in the THs. Now we're in the TIs. And the first game up on the TIs is Tiger Kelly. Wow.
Yep, you got it right.
Wow. Put out by Acclaim. Oh, Gianni, Acclaim. You're muted, boss.
Yeah, great company.
Tiger Helly, Pony Inc., Claim, December 5th, 1986. Vertically scrolling shooter game. And controlling the titular Titular attack helicopter. The Titular. Oh, God. The player must fight endless waves of military vehicles while avoiding collision with their projectiles and other obstacles. This game has a powerful bomb at its disposal that can clear the screen of enemies when fired, probably like a nuclear bomb. It was the first shoot-'em-up game from Toplan and their third video game overall. According to Masahiro Yuji, Tiger Heli proved to be popular in the arcades during initial beta location testings. There you go, Scott.
Yep.
One of the most, Game Machine issued it to being the most popular table arcade game at the time, outperforming titles such as Ghosts and Goblins and Gradius. Den of Geek noted it to be the title from Toplan, which established their gameplay style that would later be refined in the future with other titles, as well as its introduction of a bomb mechanism. So, as you can see, according to the critics, they gave it very, very high marks for its reception. Okay, we start with Scott this time.
Yep. How many of these shooters have we been doing tonight? Oh my gosh. A
lot, yeah.
That's a lot.
1942 knockups again. Here's another one.
I know. Here we go again. It keeps going, keep going and going. More and more clones.
The copycat clones, yeah.
Let's do a short and sweet. 75.
Scott Special 75. Yeah. Really just knew what he wanted to say about it. Very little. Okay, Andrew, you're up with Tiger Heli.
Yeah, another game I never heard of. I see the cover. Okay, so like so in this one. I agree with Scott. I also am going to make it short and sweet. 75 as well.
Double up on it with it. Okay, Scott and Andrew will double up, and we got a 75 again. All right, there we go. I lost count at this point with the 1942 knockoffs.
I was able to count like 3, down 4 or 5. I don't know how many we're at this point.
Yeah, there we go.
Mr. Bogard, you're up with Tiger Heli.
Tiger Heli.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You added the little I to it.
Heli.
Otherwise, it would have been Tiger Hell.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
Sounds like Tiger Lily, doesn't it? Tiger Heli.
Oh, yes. There we go.
A little.
I can't see. I don't like the look of this. I'm gonna have to sadly give it a 56.
Oh,
Long John.
that was a hard one, too.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Mr. Busy. What do you got to say about Tiger Heli since you lost count to the 1942 song?
Yeah, I actually thought it said Tiger Hell too. I mean, it looks more like you're in hell, you know. But that makes sense. Helicopter.
Right.
Yeah. You're flying. I don't understand. I don't know. The way this is laid out from one of the screenshot, it's like most or half, little more than half of the screens. You see the ocean, which is blue, a couple shades. And then you see, like, I think a little more maybe, I don't know, on the other side, like this gray dock, whatever. And it looks like almost the green Mario pipes.
Right there, yeah, right there.
Thinking, James, I don't know if you're watching this, but all these games that we're doing tonight, 1942 knockoffs, we need a whole video on that because just we thought they could copy everything. The NES days, they would just copied everything. I feel like, yeah. Yeah, second time I'm gonna do it. 65.
Oh, John!
65. Wow. Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to go down low with it. Yep. And sure enough, we come to the point where I have to give a critique on this game. I have no idea. Like I said, never played it. Would rather play 1942. Would rather play Gunnak. Would rather play something else. Not worth its weight in gold. I don't like the cover art at all. In fact, it's just too much going on. Not enough to where you can separate one character from the other. The black is the only thing saving it, and the red logo, maybe. So I have to agree. I'm not double up with Gianni on that, but I will go definitely long shot on it and say 55.
Oh!
All right. Let's go ahead and see our average. Oh. There it is, 65.2. Yep. All right, that's your second D of the night. I don't know how many D's was your record is the question. I'm interested to know about that.
Me too.
Yeah, considering we got a lot of D's.
We
But
might never know.
Yeah, we might never know. All right, next game up is Time Lord. Ooh, a very interesting title. A lot of people would know about Time Lord. Let's see what we got here. Milton Bradley and Rare, September 1990. And this is a side-scrolling action platform video game. And in the year 2999.
Oh!
Seized by aliens from God. Using time travel technology, they have sent armies to 4 periods in human history with the intention of altering history to make humankind easier to conquer in the present. The player assumes control of the Time Lord, who has until January 1st, 3000 AD to vanquish the enemy, or else he will self-destruct along with the time machine, just like Mission Impossible. And Christopher Michael Baker was critical of Time Lord. He referred to the gameplay as dull and repetitive, citing that most people would not have the patience to finish the game. Wow, that harsh of a critic. Okay, who's ready to start this one?
It will be me.
All right, Mr. Hawking, what do you got to say about Time Lord? Wow.
So another Milton Bradley game, of course, and I like the cover. Now that's a better cover if you play any games with a time machine, of course.
Yeah.
So for this score, I almost had a perfect score. I will give it a big 99.
99. He Taco Bell said 1 fry short of a Happy Meal. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Good job. All right. Mail call.
Oh yeah.
Mail, Mr. Steve. What's in the mail?
That's mail time, not mail call.
Oh,
Yeah.
Close enough. Close enough.
Somebody didn't watch the show more.
True.
did I what?
Somebody didn't watch the show more.
Not me. I know. I was close. All right, Steve, what do you got to say about Time Lord?
Okay. Now, let me read this part. It is the year 2990. Hello?
Mute your mic, Gianni. Got background noise. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to read this. It is the year 2999. You know how I react to that shit.
Wow.
You gotta believe I always call BS on that.
Yeah.
Come on. $29.99. How? Why?
I don't think we'll be around in $29.99.
No.
Wow.
The things that might go through in this game will probably not exist. And that.
Uh,
Also, for some reason, there's one gameplay images in the year 1650 with a pirate ship and a sea serpent, and then another gameplay image with a very scary kangaroo and a rabbit.
Kangaroo. Wow.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to give this a 61.
Ooh.
Launch shots! Can I be honest? I think he got like a 10 seconds left. He's got 10 seconds left.
You could tell he was milking his commentary there. All right, Johnny, you're up with Time Lord.
Yeah, $29.99 when we get to that year. None of us are going to be around. But it ain't going to be what you see in this game, I'll tell you that.
Right.
Like we had Raid 2020, Street Fighter 2010. We've already reached those years, and see how far we've come. Yeah, no. Bullshit right there.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like the some of the graphics. I like the title screen. The orange and blue, and then the little watch or orb or whatever. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Let's see. 77.
77. Okay. 77 Sunset Strip. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, Scott, you're up for Time Lord.
Okay. This is different. Okay. It's hard to say on this one, though. All I can say is it kind of looks like a pretty cheesy looking side scroller here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like if you did some things like Terminator or whatever it was like that. Things like that. The only thing that's, in my opinion, saving this from total failure is that cover art itself, though, which actually is probably the only reason why people would be suckered into buy this game in the first place. So just because of the cover art alone, it gets barely passing into the 60 mark.
60.
Oh, launch shots!
There it is. All right. We got a 60 there. Okay. Well, now we come down to, let's see. The only thing I can say about this game is cover art is saving grace. That's the only thing I'm saying. I've never played the game. And of course, every time we say $29.99, it's for $29.99 down and $29.99 a month. You can get a piece of crap called Time Lord. That's all I can say. 50. Help me.
One shot!
Depressing. Yeah, for $29.99 down and $29.99 a month. I love it. All right, let's average it out. Oh. 69.4. It did not pass. It gets a
That's right.
yeah, barely passed but failed by 0.6. Missed it. Tough.
Even my high score, that's why. Even my high score, that's why.
Yeah. Your high score, everything else brought it down. Yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's go to the next game, and hopefully it's good. Next game looks like, what the heck?
Times of Lore.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Times of Lore.
Oh, Times of Lore. Now, okay, this is put up by Toho. December 7th, 1990. It's an action role-playing game. It's got a lot of ports to it. The game story tells of the kingdom of Albereth, whose monarch High King Valwyn has disappeared, and the dukes and barons are wrestling for power. Barbarians are threatening to invade, while monsters are pillaging the land. And the player must assume the role of one of three heroes, picking between a barbarian, a knight, and a valkyrie, and unravel the conspiracy and find three magic items. Let's see what the reception was. Scorpia of Computer Gaming World recommended Times of Lore as an introductory computer RPG, noting the dialogue and actions were menu-driven, simplifying the game. Computer agreed with the recommendation, noting that the game's scale was smaller than the Ultima games and praising its graphics and sound. And the magazine named the game in its list of 9 great games for 89 as an excellent introductory level for fantasy role-playing. So, there you have that. And we go back to the top of the order with Mr. Steve from the Blues Clues.
So let's talk about this Toho.
Toho.
So, one gameplay image, I'm seeing some random fighter in the middle,
Yeah.
along with a knight and a skinny samurai.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
There is something just a bit off with this, but then again, it's not as much as the last 2 games. I'm going to give this just a bit of a pass, 72.
72. Okay. All right, Johnny, you're up with Times of Lore.
So, first thing you said, this is made by Toho. You know
Yeah.
what else they made? They made a couple things. You know, they're the same company that made the Godzilla films.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Oh,
Smoke
my
weed
God.
every day.
Yeah. You know what else they made?
yeah.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Smoke
Ah,
weed every day.
there we go. There we
You
go.
say these guys are really smoking weed every day?
Yeah. I know that James said that he was when he talked about that. He said it made by Toho. No wonder why Godzilla's pissed off. Gotta be pissed off at this too.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like oh, where have I heard that? Where have I heard that before? That company before? I'm like, yeah, Godzilla.
Yeah.
A good series, good video games, good movies,
Mhm.
and then they make this.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking.
I think you're quoting the whole episode of James's AVG, or whichever one.
Pretty much, yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Times, yeah. I don't really see that much. Color scheme wise, you know, I like a lot of that stuff sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Just plain brown, green. Ooh, I don't really. Not a big fan of this one. 50.
Ooh.
Oh, long shot.
Yeah, that's a horn there. Yeah, okay. All right, Scott, you're up with Times of Lore.
Okay, this looks like. Well, what's the best way to say this there?
I thought
like
you
big-
hiding in your mouth was part of the prop.
Yeah, kind of like a big story. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of screenshots and it's nothing but text, and more text. With
Do you like role playing games?
Depends, you know. I like the ones where you don't have to read as much though.
Yeah.
For this, this looked like it was like an early version of it. It's not as good as some of the good ones I like, though. There you go, as well.
Yeah, D&D knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this basically is a D&D knockoff, though, with the simplified control. Yeah, it is by the company name known as Origin from the computer versions, which is actually still pretty good. And those are the guys who did do Ultima. That's why they compared to Ultima.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know my number. I'll just do it that. Right in the middle. Yeah, right in the middle.
Scott special. And I love your little Chewbacca out there.
There we go.
I love that little sound effect. That was great. I don't know if you were intentionally doing that, but that was fantastic. Great job. All right, Andrew. Times of Lore.
So there's another game I never played, and I look at the cover. Okay, the King of New Jersey is absolutely correct. That's the worst cover I ever seen. And King of New Jersey, you better be happy what I selected. You ready for this? Double Up Talon from the King of New Jersey, 50 as well.
Oh, yeah. Double long shot. There it is. Yeah. Okay, we got 250s and a very interesting matter of opinion there. Yeah, what can we say about Times of Lore that we haven't already said before, right? Now, look, when it comes to role-playing game, Dungeons & Dragons is probably the top of the list. I mean, there are so many variations of RPG that you can be playing on the board game itself, or building it at one of those game shops, playing it on the computer, playing it on the video game. Is it worth the money? Maybe not, because if you can go out there and collect all the pieces and actually be a true RPG player, then this game is not for you, because you would rather go out there and interact with your homies. And
smoke weed every day.
As far as the cover art is concerned, I got to double up with the guys who gave 50 and 50. RPG. I don't think anything comes close. Let's average it out, guys. Here we go.
Oh God!
You notice it's staying where it's staying.
Yeah. The F. It's saying the F here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the first F you've had in 59.4, just barely. Yeah, that's wow. I think it's time to stop right there.
Yeah.
And next time we're going into Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
Next week we're in the Tiny Toons. Next week.
There you go.
All right, tell us, statistician, how many games we graded tonight?
We've graded 13.
Ooh, very good. All right, this is going to be NES 56 or 55, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This game's 55. Wow. So we have done a total of 51 episodes so far. Wow.
And 85 more games to go.
Ooh.
We're nearly getting slightly under the tunnel.
Yeah, we may have to go into June with this one, gentlemen. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next, we may have to go straight through without any breaks the next 2 weeks. We'll be really pulling it in. I'm saving the game. I'm saving it right now. So give me 1 second here. I want to make sure that this saves properly. Okay, very good. We'll take that off the stage. Good. Whoa. Get us. Hello. Where are we going? Where are we going? Thank you. I didn't want to hog the screen. All right.
You took all 5 of us off.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the final. Okay, so we gave all the clues. And now, I know some of you guys might have some guesses here. And I think some of you got it right between clues 4 and 6. Somewhere along the line. Some of you all, of course, didn't get it on the first 3 clues, but let's see what happens. All right, we'll start with Brandon Bogard, otherwise known as Steve.
I had I had one pretty dumb guess, but here it goes. I wouldn't say that dumb, but here it goes. I'm just gonna say syrup.
No, not syrup.
Huh?
No. I think no, it is not syrup. Although now I'd like to have some syrup tomorrow on whatever I'm having for breakfast. Thank you for that
Yeah.
inspiration.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, yes. All right, Johnny, what do you say?
Well, if I really think it is, with yellow had to be it as soon as I saw that. And this is actually what I write a lot. Actually, write a lot of my answers on when I show them. Post-it notes.
You got it. Yeah.
Oh.
Post-it notes. Yes. And Bogart is wondering himself, why me?
Yeah.
Now I understand the whole why I thought Sierra because it's stick.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, he gave it a good run. Andrew?
I use I agree with the King of New Jersey. I use these a lot, and I mean a lot, and especially traditional way with the yellow. I also say post-it notes as well.
There you go. And now for the man of the hour, Mr. McVeigh.
I'll tell you right now, Brandon, don't feel so bad. I did not get this too.
Oh,
I actually originally thought highlighters, and then I heard the sticky, so then all I could think of was tape. I don't know why. I couldn't think of
oh. Wow. Well, I mean, 2 out of 4 tonight.
Well, your answer was smarter than mine.
Yeah, that's true.
But still. All right, but the answer was post-it notes. That's
Yeah.
Highlighters, those are also commonly come in yellow too.
Yeah.
True.
But
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, final time for the tonight, of course.
Yep. Go ahead.
Jason, you finally got one.
Yay.
After the 10th game we did on 19 seconds.
Wow.
But for first time, I got 4 more after that. No, actually, correct, 5 actually. 5 in total. I forgot.
You are just a grab bag of it, my friend. There you go.
I guess so. That's the end of the time until next week.
All right. Great job, gentlemen. You guys are getting down to the nitty gritty. Next week, the next 2 weeks, there will be no breaks. Unless you have to go to the bathroom, yes. But we will have no 1MIs, none of that. We have to go straight through and get
Yep. So, and then next week, we're going to finally get into the Tiny Toons next week.
We got some good ones next week. Top Gun. Tiny Toons.
Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
We may be also, too, depending on how many games we have after next week, we may have to go 8 o'clock. We may have to go 3 hours or
Yeah.
so. I mean, we'll see how we play it out. We want to get this finished and then not have to worry about next season. I know everybody don't want us to go and do it another season as far as NES games is concerned. So we'll see what happens. We'll play it out next week. But until then, thank you very much for your continued support of the show. And we'll see you next week. And I'm Jason Canio for all these guys. Thank you for, what you guys do. Take time out of your busy schedule. And, of course, for Brandon Bogart and his show and tell of the Blues Clues timeline. Yes. Who will he be next week is the question. Just have to-
He's gonna put,
We'll see next.
I can see right now. I'm just waiting for Blue to just come up, jump up, and then just put a blue paw print clue, whatever, on there.
You're right about that.
There we go.
There it is. There it is.
Blue's
Get that paw
clues
print
next
in
week
there.
to find out.
We'll see next time.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good